Again, Mr. Gagliano, thank you very much for taking the time. I appreciate it. I had never heard of Discord until the assassination of Charlie Kirk. Tell us about Discord.
Sure, and Discord isn't the only type of social media service where you can have private conversations. I mean, there's plenty of encrypted spaces on the internet. The internet is so vast and deep that it's impossible, because the follow-up question is, why didn't the FBI know about it, and why didn't they do something? And Larry, you know as well as I do, because we're in the speaking business, that people can say crazy things online, and they can say things in the heat of the moment. They can say things that are overwrought and full of hyperbole, or they can say things satirically. The problem is trying to sort through what somebody blowing steam off and just making stupid statements, which they should be punished for, but obviously, with the crime in consideration, and then somebody that's going to take those words and actually act on them. If this young man made statements prior that he was going to do this, it shows that he was in the state of mind that he was going to plan this out and do this. So that is going to play very, very big on the prosecution side when they decide to go after him at the trial on this. It's difficult, Larry, and I'll wrap it up by saying this. We live in a country where we enjoy our privacy, and we enjoy our Fourth Amendment protections against illegal searches and seizures. I can't just come over and grab your phone because I have an FBI badge and say, I want to see who you're talking to. The judge has to sign off on a warrant to do that. It's the same way with the internet and with these chat rooms. And that's been a problem for about the last 10 years. I'm certain that you remember San Bernardino and the two terrorists, the husband and wife team back in 2015,
right,
that shot up a building and killed a bunch of people. And then FBI Director Comey struggled to get Apple to release the, how to, get through the encryption on the iPhone. So we've come a long way from that in 10 years, but it's still a difficult and daunting task.
Reportedly, Robinson asked his roommate to delete messages. The roommate did not do that. Had the roommate deleted messages, would we have been able to retrieve them?
There's almost nothing that you can fully delete. We have CART teams in the FBI, and their sole purpose and their sole job is to take a hard drive or a cell phone that a pedophile or a terrorist or a gang leader is communicating on and deleted things and be able to pull them back up. Now, can everything be recovered? No. You remember Hillary Clinton and the bleach bit. Not everything can be, but in most circumstances, we do have the technology to pull things up after they're deleted.
Mm-hmm. Now, my position, I think the position of a lot of people who loved Charlie Kirk, is that this guy was radicalized by this constant drumbeat that Trump is a fascist, anybody who supports Trump is a fascist or a Nazi or a dictator. Obviously, the person responsible is the one who pulled the trigger. But do you have any idea what percentage of people in this vast country called the United States of America might be radicalized by that kind of rhetoric to do what Robinson did?
Yeah, it's difficult to know the exact number to pinpoint it like that. We live in a country of 327 million people, but I mean, across the globe, what do we have? 7 or 8 billion people. Right. And with globalization and the connectivity, you can be in your parents' basement in Long Island and speak to somebody in Bangladesh and communicate with people and obviously conspire to do things if you so choose. Look, Larry, I kind of relate this back to what's coming aboard, where, not the vast majority, but a large percentage of progressives feel that it is okay for political violence, depending upon who the target is.
Right. And
as you come down the continuum from baby boomers to Gen X to millennials, Gen Z, where this young man, Mr. Robinson, resided. I mean, I want to just kick off a couple of dates here. July 13th, 2024, President Trump was almost assassinated when he was a candidate on a stump speech out in Butler, Pennsylvania. You fast forward to December 4th of that same year, Luigi Mangione guns down a United Healthcare executive on the streets of Manhattan. How about just a few weeks ago in late August when a young man shot up a church, a Roman Catholic church, and killed 2 young kids? And then you have this instance of political assassination of Charlie Kirk. Larry, here's what it is. These are all young Gen Z folks, young men who are in their early 20s, and it's part of the assassination culture. What is the assassination culture? Well, whether you're a terrorist or a mass shooter or, in this instance, a political assassin, you're a grievance collector, and that's what these folks do. They correct grievances. Then you add on an intractable ideology that you refuse to move outside of or to see any other side or any other view on things. And then, Larry, you apply a nice finish, a nice patina coat of moral absolutism. So that's what it is, grievance plus ideology plus moral absolutism, and that covers all of these young men. They think that somebody speaking about something they disagree with is an existential threat to them, and that's why they feel like it's okay for them to murder.
Right. And for people that think it's both sides, I saw that report from Rutgers that you're referring to. People who are very conservative are 8 times more likely to believe that it is okay to use political violence, at least occasionally, to achieve your objectives. 8 times higher than people who are self-described as very conservative. Real quickly, we only have about 45 seconds left. What about the man who, after Charlie Kirk was shot, said, "I did it"?
Yeah, absolutely. An unhinged man who I believe I just saw reported in the New York Post has been arrested for having child pornography images on his phone or on his computer.
Yeah.
He said that he was just doing it to try to help the killer. But you talk about somebody unhinged and then to be arrested for child pornography, it seems to make sense.
I guess he didn't think it through. Mr. Gagliano, thank you very much for taking the time. I appreciate it.